There once was a woman who had lost her husband. He had been one of the prophets who served God faithfully. But now, she was alone. She was a widow, and she was scared. Her husband had died owing money, and in those days, if someone couldn't pay their debts, the creditor could take their children as slaves. This poor widow had 2 sons, and she was about to lose them too. With nowhere else to turn, she went to the prophet Elisha. She cried out, "My husband served the Lord, and now he's dead. The man he owed is coming to take my 2 sons as slaves." Elisha listened with care. Then he asked her a question. "What do you have in your house?" She said, "I have nothing except a small jar of olive oil, just a little oil." That was all she had. But Elisha gave her clear instructions. He said, "Go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. Then go inside your house with your sons, close the door, and pour oil into all the jars. As each is filled, set it aside." So the widow and her sons did just that. They went out and borrowed jars from everyone they could. Big jars, small jars, every kind they could find. Then they went inside and shut the door, just as Elisha said. She picked up her little jar of oil and began to pour. To her amazement, the oil kept flowing. She poured and poured, and each jar filled up. When one was full, her sons brought her another. And still, the oil kept coming. Finally, she said, "Bring me another jar." But her son replied, "There are no more." And just then, the oil stopped flowing. The woman went back to Elisha and told him what had happened. He said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debts. You and your sons can live on what is left." Her small jar of oil, the little she had been multiplied by God. Her sons were saved, her debts were paid, and she had enough to live on. This story reminds us of something beautiful. God sees us in our times of fear and need. He doesn't ask us to have much. He only asks for what we do have, even if it's just a little. The widow didn't have wealth or power, but she had faith, and she obeyed. We also learn that God often works in quiet ways. The miracle didn't happen in front of a crowd. It happened behind a closed door, with a mother and her sons, trusting and pouring. When we bring our small things to God, our time, our gifts, even our worries, He is able to do more with them than we can imagine. The widow thought she had nothing, but God showed her that with Him, what seems like nothing can become more than enough. If this story encouraged you, remember to like and share it with someone who might need a reminder today. God can multiply what you have. Thanks for watching. See you next time.